to talk us through your grandma seating position?
Stop.
What do you got going on here?
It's because I'm too short and I can't see over the bonnet.
Is that seat boosted like
Stop
the
it.
max that it can go up? And there's max forward. Is it? Amy, you're basically eating the steering wheel.
I'm a midget, alright?
Look, I'm not angry, I'm impressed.
Too far away from the pedals. Stop making fun of me!
Is that better?
Yeah.
Onward. Cynthia range track continued. Like, that looks like a bit of a flex spot, Ames. You just wanted to come up here and flex, didn't you?
Always gotta flex.
Flex. Flex.
Love a good flex.
Flexual. And now we're going to go down Eaglevale Track, which is a red one. I'm going to hope we make it down the bottom of some campsites for the night because it's already 5 o'clock and we're at the top of a bloody mountain.
We are at the top of a mountain.
In fact, look how much it's gotten darker. I can't even see you. Oh.
Have you?
Far out. It's amazing, isn't it?
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon.
We are in Victorian High Country.
We are in Victorian High Country. What's going on, guys? We're in the Victorian High Country and we've stopped overnight in Eaglevale campsite. So we pulled up here coming through Dargo. So we started at Dargo Hotel, topped up the fuel there and then carried on about 17 kilometers up the road and we took a left onto McMillan's.
McMillan's?
Yep, so 17 k's up the road we took a left onto McMillan's, which went through Talbotville, and then we went over the ranges, so over Cynthia range track.
Yeah.
Yep, so we climbed for a while. Amy actually climbed in the car. She did all the driving up there. So we went up through Cynthia range track and then we came down a red track on the map, which shows that it's probably going to be for high clearance and that sort of thing, more of the advanced four-wheel drives. Honestly, the track wasn't too bad, a little bit steep coming down, but that was Eaglevale. Yeah. So we came down through there, did a river crossing, and we ended up in Eaglevale campsite. This campsite's right on the river in Eaglevale. So we pulled up here and really nice spot just to chill out for the night. So we are pretty much just learning maps though, guys. So we haven't had to use maps. Amy's proving to be a lot better at maps than I am.
Yeah,
so
you missed out station track.
Oh, okay. So we went on station track, which led on to Cynthia range track, then to Eaglevale.
Yeah.
And then that was high up. That was awesome views, guys. 360 views up there, really cool. And the climb wasn't too bad, and the descent wasn't too bad either. A couple of river crossings along the way, which was a lot of fun as well.
Yeah.
Our first river crossing on McMillan's track, and Amy's going to do the river crossing. Have you got it in full drive?
Yeah.
Nice. I'll see you on the other side, buddy. So today is the big day though, so it's about 8:30 now. We've tried to get a bit of an early start and get onto as many tracks as we possibly can. There's probably going to be a bit of a storm rolling through this afternoon, about 4 o'clock, so we're going to try and get up to the Bluff Hut up that way, so we'll try and find some tracks along the way that we can film for you guys and hopefully get some good drone footage as well, and then end up at Bluff Hut, and that's where we're going to try and camp the night if we can find a good campsite and try and set up early enough that we don't catch that storm and get flooded out. So that's the plan. Fingers crossed it goes to plan and that storm holds off for a little bit longer. We're just following wherever we can find on the map that looks like a good track, something interesting. We're not super familiar with the Victorian High Country. This is my second time up here and this is Amy's first time. So we haven't done a lot of exploring and there is clearly a lot to explore. This is a rooftop map as well. Really recommend getting one of these, guys. So basically it's a map which lays out the whole of the Victorian High Country and you're looking straight down onto it. It lays out campsites, points of interest, hard tracks, easy tracks, walking tracks, all that sort of stuff. So really worthwhile to get yourself one of these, along with maybe a GPS unit as well, something that you can sort of pinpoint your exact location and then refer back to the map.
Except for the fact that I've just realised this McMillan's track that I thought was going to join us up.
Yep.
Is a walking track.
Oh, so that's why we've got to go to Billy Goat.
We've got to go back down Billy Goat.
Yep.
So we've actually got to go that way.
Okay, so we're going Billy Goat's track by the look of it, because the track we were going to take on the map is a walking track, McMillan's walking track. We can't take that. So we're going to go up Billy Goat's Bluff, which is apparently pretty good anyway, so that worked out. So we're going to do a bit of a round trip, go up there, and then head on up to Bluff Hut, as long as we can make it in time. All right, that's the plan. Let's get trucking.
We'll finish our coffee.
Okay guys, so after we finished our coffees, we jumped in the car and we headed out of Eaglevale campsite and we jumped onto Wonnangatta Road.
Okay, so it looks like this is the Billy Goat Bluff track. It's a little map here that shows you sort of where you are and where you're heading. Bit of information as well, which is cool about the area. We almost missed the turn actually. We're just coming along that road over there and we almost missed it. It's not got a sign, a main sign or anything, so just make sure you look out for this information booth. And that is it, heading on up there. So we just got to do a bit of a U-turn, get the car turned around. Well, Amy's got to turn around the car because apparently she is captain today and I'm riding shotgun. And then we'll head on up there. Go check out Billy Goat Bluff track. Amy's got it in low range. We're just heading up the start of Billy Goat's now. It's a little bit bumpy. It's not too bad. She's got it in second gear, low range, and it's doing it pretty easily. I'm out of breath. Woo. From where we started, we got to this point after driving for probably about maybe 15-20 minutes. A few little short pinches there and a few hill climbs. Nothing the nav couldn't tackle in low range with a diff lock in. And this is a really good lookout. So if you don't want to do the whole track, you can get to this point. You can still have 360 views around you. The remainder of the track, the hill climb, is over that side. As you can see, there's still a fair bit to go. So if you don't want to do the whole thing, because it is a long drive, you can come to this point, stop off, maybe even have some lunch and still get some awesome views without having to go too far. The start of the track actually, where Amy did that bit of a climb over a rutted section, we didn't have the diff lock in and the back wheels spun a little bit, made it a little bit difficult. So after that point, we popped the diff lock in, did a few other little climbs and it just breezed up it, guys. Diff lock is definitely worth putting in wherever you can on climbs like that.
So after taking a few photos at the helipad, we continued up Billy Goat's Bluff track and we came across this really steep pinch pretty early on. Now we decided to air down the Maxxis razors to 18 PSI, which is where they stayed for the remainder of the trip. And let me tell you, these tyres do a remarkable job navigating through some of these tougher terrains. And as you can see, there is a lot of shaly rocks and loose surfaces on this climb. And they're doing a really good job as always at pulling us up this track safely. So make sure, guys, if you're tackling something like this, get your tyres aired down and make sure you've got a good set of rubber underneath your car because you're going to need it. we got to Billy Goat Bluff Track. We made it all up to the top. We got some awesome footage climbing up the track, but then we got to the top of the track and we did not realize that it was the top. It was like really short, and we didn't get any footage up the top of it, so we missed out on that. And then down back into the bush again for the descent, and that was pretty cool too. A few sections which were a bit of fun, and then after that it was pretty much just dirt fire trail all the way down, which was nice and easy. So we jumped back on from there to Pinnacles Road, and now we're heading out to Mount Wellington. We're going to go to the base of Mount Wellington, stop there, check the time, assess what we're going to do, whether or not we go up Mount Wellington or keep going on. We need to try and make it to Bluff Hut today if we can, so we'll have to look at the time, probably get some food, and then make a plan forward from there. Just took a right at Arbuckle Junction, just coming off Maruka Road, so we bypassed Mount Wellington. We didn't end up going up or really stopping, so we're just going to keep on cruising onto the bluff. So we turned right at Arbuckle Junction, and we're going to head up to one of the campsites just up the road here, stop off, have a feed. Look at those bad boys, Master Chef Amy. So we finally stopped for some lunch. Finally! So hungry. So we've just turned off Howard Road and we're at Dimmix Lookout, which is freaking fantastic. Look at that view. Check this out. So after stopping off for a much needed bite to eat there, having a few gourmet snags for lunch with a killer view, we're on the tracks again, and our heading is to the King Billy Track, which will take us up to the Bluff Hut area. Now we're racing against the clock here, guys, to try and make it up the top of this hill before the storm sets in and try and find a campsite for the night. So we've just done our second river crossing. They're only some small ones, but they're actually really nice rivers where you could probably even have a bit of a swim in as well. Nice place to stop, and it's really sheltered in here because we're down in the valley, so it's really sheltered by all the trees and everything. Now we've just come down King Billy Track off Maruka Road, so we've come down it and there's a few rocky sections there, a little bit of a descent with a few technical bits and pieces, nothing too hard though. Really just pretty much just need a bigger set of tyres for a bit of extra clearance and a four-wheel drive, and you'll basically make it down, and hopefully you'll make it back up the other side, which we're about to find out now. Climbing up King Billy Track to the point where it meets the start of the Bluff Track, we found the perfect spot to pull up and set up camp for the night, and just in the nick of time, because time really was getting away on us at this point, and after going past a few other campsites which we weren't 100% sure on, we finally found a good one, and we're absolutely stoked to be setting up here for the night, and it gives us a really good spot to depart from in the morning, getting straight onto the Bluff track as soon as we leave. So we're going to get the campsite set up now, guys, and hopefully we get it set up in time that we beat that rain. This site looks unreal. Nice fresh grass around as well, nice and green. Bit of wood there already with a campfire and some decent views, guys, and a little bit off the track as well, which is not half bad. So that's it for today. We're going to set up camp now, and then we're going to make our way up to Bluff Hut tomorrow. What the?
Twisty's bag's a bit.
They're about to explode. Hold on a second.
Don't pop them.
Is that because we're so high up?
I think so.
Wow. Be careful when you open those. I reckon everyone in the high country is going to hear that bag of twisties open. So it's about 5:30, just a bit after, and the campsite is up and running. Basically, we haven't had any storms come through yet. A little bit of cloud cover above us there, and we've had a slight amount of drizzle, but it's stopped now. So hopefully we don't get too much. Definitely hope we don't get a lot of rain, but we have put a tarp on the back of the marquee right there, just in case. It feels like the wind's coming from that way, so if the rain's coming in, it's probably going to come in from right there. So we just chucked that on to try and sort ourselves out a little bit. Got a basic billy for our teas and coffees and hot water in general. We use the Wanderer chairs, so these are relatively new. Basically they fold all the way back so you can fall asleep in them like that. So they get real reclining, which is good when you've had a couple of lemonades and you need to take some time out. How cool is that? And we're in the clouds. Oh, that's cool when you hold the torch on it. You can actually really see the like little droplets in front of the torchlight. Wow, how cool. 1,600 meters above sea level will do it. So, just woken up and we are in the clouds still. It's pretty cool. We didn't get as much rain last night as we thought we would. And hopefully all of the gear isn't too wet so we can get it packed up nice and easily, and the rain stays away for us to pack up and we can keep on shuffling on to some more tracks. So just a quick update. After getting the fire going this morning, right after getting the fire going this morning, it started bucketing down rain, heaps of wind as well, and it hasn't stopped for probably about 2 hours now. So we're tucked up back in the swag and we're just going to wait it out. Apparently, after looking at the Bureau of Meteorology, it's saying about 2 p.m. it's going to be raining up until, and we're going to get about 10 mil of rain in that time. So it's going to get pretty wet, guys, and we're just going to have to wait it out because we can't pack up in the rain really, and it's probably not safe to drive through the Bluff Hut area at this point. So we're just going to wait it out, pack up once it stops, and should make for some good forward driving on the way out anyway. There might be a few puddles and bits and pieces. Lo and behold, the clouds and rain finally cleared up and the ground became dry enough for us to pack up our gear and make our way down Bluff Track to our first stop, which was Luvx Hut. And I tell you what, guys, the views up here are some of the best we have seen so far on this trip.
Alrighty-o, so we have just arrived at Luvx Hut down Bluff Track. So we've just cruised on from the campsite this morning after we packed up once the rains cleared out. We had some brekkie, we had our coffees and we hit the track. So going along Bluff Track is absolutely unreal, guys. There's heaps of snow gums through there. They kind of canopy over the track as you're driving through it, and there's just awesome views either side of the track. Going through the range, you can actually see Mount Buller a lot of the time when you come out through the tree clearings. You can see it at night time, it's all lit up as well. So if you find a campsite along there, even better, guys, because there's just killer views. If you can make it up to there before nightfall to set up, it is an awesome spot to stop.
Oh, look at that. Property of Joe Jury.
Joe Jury's a Cobra. Yeehaw, brother.
Someone do camping in here.
Still glowing red too. Someone was camping in here last night for sure. So I'm pretty sure you're allowed to camp in these if you want to.
What's the
But you
date
just
today?
got to make sure that you leave them in the same way that you came in, guys.
22nd?
Yeah, that was yesterday.
Well, Layla and Ben stayed here.
Layla and Ben stayed here last night. We have a couple of supplies in here just in case anyone gets lost and they find this. There's always tins of food and stuff people leave behind. Alright, let's keep on going to Bluff Hut.
Woo! So after having a look around Luvx Hut for a bit, we've hit the track again in search of Bluff Hut. Probably one of the more iconic huts on this track, some would say. But Luvx Hut definitely is something that I would recommend to check out, guys. That was a fantastic place. Massive fireplace in there, and the floor was something that was extremely remarkable. It's made from local rock cemented firmly into place to what seems like a show home finish. And you know what? It really is something special.
Alrighty guys, so we've just arrived at Bluff Hut. Now we've just come in from that track over there. That's Bluff Hut, just over there. Now there's a school camp, just doing about a 6-day hike. So they've set up actually in the hut. They've put their camps, kitchens and all that sort of stuff in there. So probably not going to go inside it and disrupt what they're doing. Now, just across the road on the other side of the hut, there is this walking track. So you'll notice that there's this pathway here. And if you keep following it, takes you to a pretty awesome rock with a pretty epic lookout. Pretty epic spot to check out over here, guys, and also a really good photo opportunity on that rock right there. Okay, so we finished up at Bluff Hut. We got some awesome footage up there. The place was amazing, guys. Sorry we couldn't go inside the hut though. As I said, those campers were there using the inside. We didn't want to disturb what they were doing. But it's kind of similar to the Luvx Hut, sort of similar inside as that. So when you go up there, you guys can check it out for yourselves. But the views up there are absolutely amazing. We ended up going from there down through Hauqua Road and then onto Mount Buller Road, which took us back to the bitumen. So we're heading home now. We did 2 nights up in the high country, which honestly wasn't enough time to visit everything. There's so much to do up there, guys. We'll have to get back up there soon and maybe do, you know, 3 or 4 nights even, and try and get to some of those other spots, the waterfalls, some hiking tracks, things like that. The suspension went really well, so all the ComShocks gear felt really good. Flexed well, performed well, was comfortable all round. The Maxxis razors did extremely well. They were down at 18 psi front and back through all those tracks, so really good grip and felt comfortable on the tracks as well. What else? The departure and approach angle, that puts massive confidence in you when you know that up the front you've got a ton of clearance, and especially now doing the tub chop with the rear bar, the clearance up the back is remarkable. So whenever you're reversing up something, going onto something, you know that you've got clearance and you're not going to bottom out on some of those tougher tracks, guys. So that felt really good. Can't wait to get back up there and do it again. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to drop it a like, guys. I'll see you next time.